The most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
The Hofbräu House in downtown Buffalo invites all our friends from Chautauqua County to experience craft beer, Bavarian food, and live entertainment. Check us out on our Facebook page and website for family-friendly events throughout the year.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, over here. There I am. You got top billing. Good morning, everyone. And I see we're off to a great start with our camera. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I hope you're all doing well on this Valentine's Day. Whoops. That's okay, Jeff. Oh, golly. Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful sunrise today. The Chautauqua County is just glowing in western New York. The sun is out, and I know it's still winter, but it sort of feels like we're getting towards the end of winter, and the temps are getting up there. If you think about that, we were like 5 below zero the other day, and we're at 35. That's a 40-degree swing, so it's feeling pretty good out there. Oh, gosh. Well, good morning to wherever you are that are watching us live today. Good afternoon if you're watching this throughout Europe. And Kenya Karen, if you're Karen's Cockrum, I know that you're down in Kenya right now, and I know you watch. And if James is with you, your friend, good morning, Kenya. Natalia over in the Ukraine, good morning. Be safe. I know it's cold and dark over there because of the situation. I know you're doing the best you can, but we hope for peace as soon as possible. This is just dragging on way too long. So take care of you and all your friends. Good morning to all my friends in Arizona. It's 7:04. You're just waking up. We just had a bunch of folks out there that we visited not long ago. So that would be Donna and Ray, Bob and Peg, and Mary Lou and Dave. Good morning, Arizona. All right. For those of you that are listening to me on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening in. We have a really, really important show going on today, and we're going to be talking about Alzheimer's, and we're going to be talking about some of the things you could do to keep yourself healthy and probably take away the comedy of the whole situation. We were talking prior to the show, we always, he's coming down with Alzheimer's. Not a funny comment. We're going to get serious about this because it's a growing issue more and more and more. And it's something we should all be very aware of and respectful of individuals that do have Alzheimer's, because it's not a pretty situation for many people. All right, so we're going to get into that. So my guest is waiting. You already saw her. She's already, yeah. She got for top billing than I did. So Jeanette Carlin will be with us here shortly, so we're going to get through our usual things. All right, so you may have a question. And so throughout the show, you can call in live from 9 to 10 right here. There's the number, 716-753-5225. You can call in, have a question or comment, or you can just tell us about an organization, project, or fundraiser that you're having, and we'll be happy to do that, okay? Throughout the week, if you have something you want to share with us, email me at Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com, okay? So you can get a hold of us and let us know what's going on in our part of the world. All right, a few things to comment with you and about here in Mayville, right down the road, Justin. We've got the Winter Festival, formerly known as the Ice Castle Festival, but the Winter Festival is going on right now as we speak, just down the road on 394 at the park. And I don't have the whole list of things, but Lakeside Drive, thank you, Jeff. And there's various outdoor activities that has something to do with snow. They have the Ice Castle, which looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure they have food trucks and other events. They have vendors, they have tents. It's a great day to come out to Mayville. Tonight, fireworks, I'm almost positive of that because it's always on a Saturday night. And I believe there's some music and so forth. So please check it out. Mayville comes alive every year at this time for President's Day weekend, and it happens to be Valentine's Day as well. So it's a good time to get out here in Mayville. All right, you've been watching the Olympics? Pretty interesting. My only comment on this is that why do we put so much pressure on these young people? I watch them get all excited. They spend thousands of hours of practice and money, and they build these people up in the press and the media, and then if they falter or have a fall down or fall off or whatever, they're just crushed. It's like, holy cow, take it easy on these people, will you? That's my statement today on the Olympics. I love the Olympics. If I was the Olympics, Justin, I would be a bobsledder. What would you be? You think? You could be on the bobsled with me. Okay. Anyways, it's just fascinating to watch them, and I know everybody gets excited this time of year. The hockey teams are doing really well. Oh, you could be in curling. You could be the curler. You like curling? I do curling Summer Olympics. Okay, all right. So there's lots of good things going on right now. Okay, as always, no swimming in the winter. Okay. Also, just as keep you on top of things, with the melting snows, the deer, okay, our cohabitants in nature here, are coming down from the hills where the snow is pretty deep, and they're coming down like to Route 20, to Route 5, some of the side roads, and I've been seeing small herds moving, so please, 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 since I speak from experience, be careful, because when you hit a deer, it's not a cheap ticket. Ride, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars, and so please be very careful, and also their well-being and safety. So that's my nature comment for the day, and I have some public service announcements I want to share with you, so I'm going to get right to them. I think I've covered everything I was going to cover, so here we go. All right, this is from our friends at Infinity Visual and Performing Arts. Okay, this is slide 15, Jeff. All right, Hillary Balin, I believe is her name, is a dedicated theater artist and educator who believes in the power of performance to inspire confidence, creativity, and community. She has developed and led youth performing arts programs at YWCA Jamestown, where she combined storytelling, movement, and collaboration to help young people express themselves on stage and in life. In addition to her work as an instructor, Hillary is an active performer in the local arts scene. She has recently appeared in productions with Little Theater and Warren Players, and has also performed with Jamestown Community College. These experiences keep her connected to the stage and bring fresh and real-world insights into her teaching. Hillary's approach blends professionalism with play, creating a supportive environment where every student can shine. And now for a public announcement to go along with theater, Lakeshore Center for the Arts is getting ramped up for its spring fling in March, and I will be part of that troupe once again, and we'll be giving more information on that. But we had our first get-together. We have, I believe, 11 performers and so on, ready to do some fun things. And so that's in Westfield coming up in March. Stay tuned. Now, we have Rachel Likens, is an equity actor and teaching artist from Huntington, West Virginia. She received her BA in Communication Studies from Marshall University and a Master's in Fine Arts in Acting from the University of California, Irvine. She has worked, studied, and lived across the United States and the United Kingdom. Wow. She is a board member of the Children's Advocacy Program and formerly served as a founding member of the Marshall University Dance Theater. When she's not working, she likes to read and spend time with her cat, Kiki. Rachel believes that the arts are for everyone and can be an incredible tool for empathy, collaboration, and self-expression. All right, so if you're interested in learning more about Infinity, give them a call 664-0991, or you can go to their website, Infinity Performing Arts. That's all one word, infinityperformingarts.org. Okay? So they're always looking for new instructors or new programs, and as well as students to sign up for classes. Slide 16 tells me something about Simon and Garfunkel. It's the Simon and Garfunkel story. It's going to be shown at the Reg Linné Theater on March 7th. That seems hard to believe we're talking about March. It seems like we're just talking about Christmas. It's going to be shown at 7 p.m. And if you don't know where the Reg Linné is, it's at 116 East 3rd Street in Jamestown. Okay, you can buy tickets 1 hour before showtime. It's 130 minutes long and includes one intermission. This is like a Harry Potter movie. The immersion concert style theater show chronicles the amazing journey shared by the folk, rock, and duo Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. It tells the story from their humble beginnings as Tom and Jerry to their incredible success as one of the best-selling music groups of the 60s to their dramatic split in the 1970s. It culminates with the concert in Central Park reunion in 1981. More than 500,000 fans in attendance. Can you imagine that? 500,000 people sitting out there and you're going to sing. Whoo! Tickets are $29.50 to $189.50. Holy cow. Well, let's see what that means. VIP experience available with select seats includes one ticket with seating in the first 10 rows, a private 20-minute acoustic performance with lead performance of the Simon and Garfunkel story for VIP attendees only, featuring exclusive Simon and Garfunkel songs not performed in the main show, stripped back with one guitar and two voices singing in harmony. A meet and greet and photo opportunity with the two lead performers of the Simon and Garfunkel story. So this is not a movie, folks. This is a live performance. A limited edition collectible VIP laminate. If you're interested in tickets or this very special experience, give me a call at 484-7070 or visit the box office. You can go online for ticket sales, but they close 2 hours before the event. Excuse me, you can go to the box office on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, and so once again, that's the Simon and Garfunkel story on March 7th, 7 p.m. I know that there are a lot of folks that are baby boomers like myself that we grew up on their music, and so wow, what an opportunity to really get involved with that music. All right, slide 17, Oscar nominees Little Amelie, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Emily, perhaps? If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and F1 to show at the Reg Linné Center for the Arts. So now these are movies, all right, here we go. So Academy Award, Best Animated Feature, Little Amelie, or Amelie, I don't know how to say it, or the character of Rain, shows as a winter break family matinee. And this is going to be February 18th, so that's coming up at 2 p.m. The World is Perplexing, peaceful mystery to Amelie, until a miraculous encounter with chocolate, ignites her wild sense of curiosity as she develops a deep attachment to her family's housekeeper. Oh my goodness, Nishio-san. This young lady discovers the wonders of nature as well as the emotional truths hidden beneath the surface of her family's idyllic life as foreigners in post-war Japan. Little Amelie, or Amelie, is rated PG and 78 minutes long. Next, Academy Award Best Actress nominee Rose Byrne stars If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Is this going to be held February 18th at 7 p.m., same date later on. With her life crashing down around her, Linda attempts to navigate her child's mysterious disease, her absent husband, a missing person, and an increasingly hostile relationship with her therapist. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is rated R and it's 113 minutes long. Ooh, I haven't heard that one before. Brad Pitt. He stars in the Best Picture nominee F1. This is going to be held February 20th, a Friday at 7 p.m. Racing legend Sonny Hayes is coaxed into leading a struggling Formula One team and mentoring a young hotshot driver while chasing one last chance at redemption. The film is nominated for 4 Academy Awards. F1 is rated PG-13. It's 155 minutes long. All right, so then there's some upcoming movies at the Reg, including Elizabeth Olsen in Miles Teller in the Afterlife romantic comedy. Afterlife romantic comedy. Means you're dead, I think. Eternity, February 25 at 7 p.m. And Ralph Fiennes in the British WW1 historic drama The Coral. February 27th at 7 p.m. All right, tickets are generally $8. Again, 484-7070 if you want to buy tickets. All right, finally, hopefully there's no really hard names I'm pronouncing this one. The Chautauqua Safety Village, one of my favorite things, invites the community to an evening of flavor and fun at its annual soup cook-off and bakery auction. The event will take place on Saturdays, February 21. That's next Saturday from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Safety Village campus located at 2695 Route 394 adjacent to BOCES or the Hughes Educational Center, just down the road from here. This year's event features a high-stakes blind taste test where attendees serve as the ultimate judges. Guests will sample a diverse selection of signature soups crafted by premier area restaurants and caterers. Joseph, you didn't get in this? You're a cook? You're a chef? No, huh? All right. The chef or establishment that captures the crowd's palate will be honored with the 2026 Golden Ladle Award. How cool. Following the cook-off, the excitement continues with a live bakery auction. Attendees will have the opportunity to bid on an array of premium desserts and treats donated by local bakeries and culinary partners. Beyond the competition, the evening serves a vital mission. All proceeds directly benefit the Chautauqua Safety Village's life-saving programs. These initiatives provide children with hands-on education, emergency response, proper protocols for calling for help, and just all kinds of things that are important to help our children feel safe as they go through life, as well as families. So again, Saturday, February 21, 5:30 to 7:30 evening, Route 394 over in Asheville. Hey, if you want to give them a call, 338-0170, 338-0170. All right, we're going to take a little breather, and this public service announcement is for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
In the studio today, we have Jeanette Carlin, who's a program manager. I got that right, from the Alzheimer's organization out of Buffalo, Western New York?
It's out of Western New York. So we cover the 8 counties around Western New York at our chapter. We are part of the National Alzheimer's Association. So we do cover, for the Western New York chapter, we cover Chautauqua County, Erie County, Niagara County, Genesee County, Orleans, Wyoming, Allegheny, and Cattaraugus counties. And I personally am the program manager for Cattaraugus and Chautauqua counties.
Woo! That's a lot of real estate to cover, isn't it?
It is, it is.
So how long have you been with the Alzheimer's?
My work anniversary was just this past February 4th, 7 years.
Holy mackerel. All right. And we talked earlier, Claire.
Claire Corwin.
Corwin used to be part of the organization down here, and she's been on her show. Dana Corwin, her mom, of course, is with the Office for Aging Services, and she has been a strong advocate for Alzheimer's, and we have had her on the show from time to time, as well as her daughter Claire, and now it's you.
It's
so
me.
Okay, welcome. So Jeanette, where are you from?
I am from Hamburg, New York, and I live in Eden, New York right now.
And we said we kind of grew up in the same general area of Buffalo, right?
Right.
So were you born in Buffalo?
Yeah, I was born in Buffalo, raised in Hamburg, and now I'm raising my family out in Eden.
Very nice. And as it turns out, in fact, she's texting me as we speak. My niece and goddaughter, Jen Sullivan, she's said hello, and I guess you're going to chat later. So.
Of course.
And she's been on the show.
Oh, she's wonderful. She's wonderful. It's good to have mom friends that understand everything.
Yeah, so small world, isn't it?
It is a small world.
I was so surprised when you said you knew her.
I love Western New York.
Yeah, and and with Chautauqua County, it's the same way. I mean, we talk about all the good stuff here in Chautauqua County. It's just unbelievable. So how long have you been involved with Chautauqua County now? Just this past year?
So when Claire transitioned to a new role over in the Rochester Finger Lakes chapter, I was able to take Chautauqua County on. So I started around September, just getting to know people and making friends. I love to make friends, and seeing where I can outreach to, and we provide free education classes to caregivers, anyone that wants to learn more about the disease, and that's kind of what brought us here today, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Well, I know that Dana Corwin and I'm on her board of advisory. We don't know if we're a counselor or an advisory group or what we are, but anyways, we get together regularly as a group, a board, and she is always afforded the opportunity to come in to the studio here or send other folks. Carrie Scotland's going to be on and a few other folks. And the topic of aging, the topic of mental health, the topic of diseases is something I'm keenly interested in because I want to make sure that people here in Chautauqua County know what's going on and the resources that are available. Being a very rural area, it's sometimes the information doesn't get to where it needs to get to. And also transportation continues to plague us. And so we want to be able to use technology and social networking and so forth. In my opening comment, I said that people use the term, you're getting Alzheimer's as a joke, but it's not a joke, it's a disease, right? And I want to delve into that a little bit in a minute. How did you get involved with this program? I mean, did you grow up and say, I want to be, I mean, what did you study? I mean, you must have studied, community health or something?
So actually, my degree is from Buffalo State College.
I went to Buff State. Oh my gosh.
It's a great college, right?
Absolutely.
But I actually started my career over in the non-for-profit world, and I worked with individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. And the end of that kind of career, I was running a 10-bed geriatric group home. And a lot of our individuals were starting to develop signs of dementia or Alzheimer's. And I was calling the Alzheimer's Association in and saying, hey, can you help our staff understand some of these communication changes that are happening, some of these behavior changes? Yeah. It was really difficult for the staff to understand because in that world, we deal with a lot of behavior and communication challenges, but these were more specific. These were short-term memory loss or lack of understanding of what's going on and people having a lot of limited capacity. So when they came in, they were providing a lot of education and I was answering a lot of questions and they looked at me and said, we have a job for you. And I said, I have a job. And, it just got to a point where I was like, I do love this mission. And, explaining to people what's going on, how are these changes happening in the brain and with communication and behaviors, what are these people trying to get their point across and having such a hard time. So at the beginning of 2019, I came over to the Alzheimer's Association and it's been so full circle mission. I've been able to help some of the non-for-profits that are dealing with developmental and intellectual disabilities understand those behavior changes, understand the communication challenges that they're going through, and the general population as well.
Okay. One of the things that I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this is that Chautauqua County is lopsided in its age brackets. we are an aging county, okay? And you're shaking your head, so I know that I'm on the right track. The baby boomers is the largest generation of its kind, as far as I remember, and therefore the possibility of Alzheimer's, other dementia kinds of things is going to be greater as that whole population ages out, and so the possibility of higher percentages of people with this disease is greater. Am I right or wrong?
You're very right. And a big piece of that too is, and I learned about the baby boomer generation, and it's not just Chautauqua County. It's lopsided everywhere. It's really difficult to understand, that some caregivers are caring for, kids that are younger, as well as caring for their aging parents as well.
Sandwich generation.
The sandwich generation. This is my generation. People that are ages probably like 30 to probably 55 are in that sandwich generation.
I used to be there.
I think we all did. So, I'm part of that generation now, but we have a lot of active grandparents right now with this baby boomer generation too. And I know you just, as your slides were rolling, you said, and that's my dad. We've got multiple generations. People are living longer these days.
Yeah.
So even though that this disease is an age-related disease, it's not a normal part of aging. And I think it's really difficult for people to understand that this isn't normal. It isn't normal it's normal to be forgetful, but you're able to retrace
Thank you for that.
You're able to retrace your steps. You're able to say, I came home from the grocery store the other day and I had my hands full and I took my shoes off in the garage and, oh, yep, my keys are on the shelf in the garage because that's where I put my stuff down. Instead of finding your keys in the crisper drawer 2 weeks later.
Do you have any idea how long it took me to find my glasses today? They were in my truck because I knocked them off while I was in the truck yesterday and forgot I had them in there.
Exactly.
But you go in full panic mode because you think you're getting Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So why do you call it a disease? Let's start there.
It is a disease because it's a disease of the brain.
Okay.
And with Alzheimer's disease deposits the amyloid plaque on the brain.
Okay, so some kind of a substance on the nerve endings and all that stuff, right?
Yep. And that's degenerating that brain tissue. That's what's causing the degeneration and the shrinkage in the brain.
Okay. So, how do you know that you have Alzheimer's? Let's go there.
So, this is something we talked about coming back and talking about the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. And I think when I teach those classes, I tell everybody, now put your pens down, because I'm not going to give you a list of 10 things, and you're not going to be checking them off saying, okay, I have this, but I don't have this. I have this, but I don't have this. So it really is, at your annual physicals, anybody over the age of 65 is going to automatically be getting, those cognition tests at your annual physicals. But if you suspect something's happening, we want early detection because there are treatments now when you're in the very early stages of the disease that can help.
Okay, so we're going to come back at that another time.
Yes.
All right. So today we're going to focus generally on it, and we're going to talk about how to prevent it.
Yes, we're going to talk about on Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about 10 ways to love your brain.
All right. So people forget that our brain is just as important as our heart. Now I know that seems silly, but we say we're going to exercise, we're going to eat right, but there's things you can do for your brain too, right?
It's like we planned this, but we really didn't. So what's good for your heart is good for your brain.
All right, let's have it.
So it's fantastic. So 10 ways to love your brain.
All right.
Let's talk about loving your brain.
All right.
Thank you. So 10 healthy habits. We're going to talk about exercise, getting moving. It's at least getting your heart pumping for 30 minutes a day. Because when your heart is pumping that fresh oxygenated blood right up to your brain. 20 to 25% of that oxygenated blood that's going through your heart is going to go straight to your brain and provide brain food. It's fantastic.
All right, so let's talk about examples of this, because some people say, well, I got to be out there running. No, you don't have to be running.
No.
So what do you recommend?
You could do chair yoga. You can do just walking. I mean, how many places do you have that you can walk and just get some exercise? I know it's cold. I know people don't want to leave the house, and not everybody can afford a treadmill. But there are fantastic places just to get your steps in, even if it's going and pushing a cart around the grocery store and making sure you're pumping a little bit harder.
My wife won't let me in the grocery store. She says I'm too expensive because I buy weird things. So I have to. But you know what I do?
What?
I don't do this every day, but I do it often. Is Tai Chi.
Yep. Tai Chi is great. Tai Chi is also great for your balance and coordination.
Absolutely. There's certain little things you can do just to do that centering. All right, so chair yoga. What do you mean by chair yoga? That sounds like something you eat.
Yeah.
Not yogurt, yoga.
No, chair yoga. So I mean, just, the gentle stretches. I mean, you can find your channel on YouTube, but you can also find excellent things for chair yoga on YouTube and following just a small program. I mean, we all have access to, whether it's your computer, your phone these days, your iPad, just putting in chair yoga and a program's going to come up for you.
Just as an aside here, a long time ago, somebody told me something about Tai Chi, and I thought, well, was that a Chinese dish? But I studied it a little bit, and I've been doing it for a number of years, and I love going outdoors and doing it by myself and my dog. He just watches. But even in the wintertime, I bought a book for Tai Chi for seniors over on Amazon. I don't know, it wasn't much money. And you might say, well, what are you talking about? Because it does all those things. And you might say, oh, well, what's Tai Chi is a slow movement, just like yoga. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to look you right in the camera. After 15, 20 minutes of doing any of these things, you feel different. And I can't explain it other than the fact that that this has been around forever, and you're moving joints and parts of your body that you don't normally move. And if you do it on a regular basis, when you get done, you feel pretty good.
Right.
And you seem like endorphins. Thanks, Jeff. So yeah, things are starting to develop. And again, as you say, getting oxygen to the brain. So this doesn't have to be, like you said, running a marathon or what. I mean, you can do that, but you don't have to do that.
But they're slow, steady, determined movements, and that's exactly like what yoga is. And like you said, and you're thinking about it, and you're focusing on these muscles. And I mean, you could absolutely, go to the library too and get one of those books. You don't have to order it and have that, but you can utilize the library system. You can also, do things such as lifting weights. Lifting weights helps with your bone health as well.
Okay, so exercise.
Exercise, protecting your head. Protecting your head is imperative. Wearing your seatbelt, wearing a helmet when you're doing anything such as those great winter sports, skiing. I know you talked about the Olympics, and these guys are, out there and protecting your head. The risk of injuring your brain is so high when your head is not protected.
Okay, so fortunately or unfortunately, depends on who you are, New York State has a law that you have to wear a helmet when you're on a motorcycle.
Yes.
Okay? And I know you go other states and they're not, and I'm just in awe of whether or not those people are very bright. Now, I'm not picking on motorcyclists, okay? Please, I'm not. But I watch these guys, they're popping their wheelies, no helmet, down some other state, and down the middle of the expressway, and I'm thinking, this is like a death wish, man.
Right.
If you crash, you're a goner. I'm a bicyclist, okay? And I know Jeff is, Randy is, a bunch of us ride for Roswell over the years. I will not go out my door without my helmet. Because I've known people, and I bring this up because many seniors are riding their bicycles. Many seniors are on their motorcycles, or even just, doing some other cross-country skiing, whatever it is. Wear the helmet.
Yep, you should be wearing a helmet. Bobsledding, like you said, they're wearing helmets.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, every time you have a head injury, you are causing more trauma to your brain.
Right.
And the trauma to your brain could cause brain bleeds. You're going to have loss of cell loss. There's so many different things.
Oh, here's another one, okay? There's a lot of people out here, because we're rural, they heat by wood. So they're out cutting wood. Wear your safety helmet,
Yep.
So
Wearing
a lot
your
of people know.
goggles,
I've had branches hit my head, thankfully I've had my helmet on,
Right. Stay in school. Whether it's, you're a kid and you're going to go for a higher education, lifelong learning. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the amount of classes that they offer. The Office for the Aging is always putting on different classes. We're one of those classes. You absolutely can contact Near Connects and get on the list to be notified when there's classes coming up. There's classes on nutrition. There's classes on brain health. There's classes on warning signs of Alzheimer's, and also caregiver classes too coming up. And I know, the different school districts offer continuing education. So those are all great things.
Some of the other places here in Chautauqua County are public libraries, our free libraries. They offer seminars. They have speakers come in. There's quilting. There's whatever, all kinds of things. I know my hometown Ripley, they offer lots of nutritional programs and things like that. Get out of the house. Try new recipes or whatever, right?
Absolutely. From April to August this year at the Cassadaga Stockton Libraries, I'll be there offering caregiver sessions every month.
All right.
So we'll be sure to send you that slide when we have it ready.
All right.
To promote that. But being smoke-free. I know that New York has been, smoke-free inside of bars and restaurants for a long time. We have pushed those limits so that, any kind of smoking stations are far, far away from public spaces. But, smoking, the minute you stop smoking, within a couple of weeks, your chances and your risk for developing Alzheimer's and dementia, is lower to that of a non-smoker.
All right. What?
Yep.
So you're saying people that smoke raise the risk of dementia?
Yep.
And Alzheimer's?
Yep.
All right, let's take a little breather on that concept, okay? Because we used two terms just now, dementia and Alzheimer's. So let's talk about the relationship of those two words.
Sure thing.
Okay, go for it.
Do you know the difference, Doc?
Well, dementia to me is like an umbrella, and the Alzheimer's is something under that umbrella. How's that?
Exactly. It's the perfect terminology. So what dementia is a set of symptoms that interfere with our daily life. And dementia is and Alzheimer's is the most commonly formed diagnosis of dementia. If you think of dementia as bread in your bread aisle, the Alzheimer's is our common squishy white loaf that you're going to reach for, your white bread, where there's other types of dementia, such as vascular, Lewy body, frontotemporal dementia, that are the different types that can be diagnosed.
Okay. And so smoking is knocking out the oxygen to your brain, right?
You got it. It is. So, it's preventing that oxygenated blood from going through your lungs and getting to your heart and going to your brain. So the more that, your heart's not pumping that blood to your brain, the oxygenated blood, the less oxygen your body's getting, the less brain food there is.
That's interesting. I know people that had smoked in their teens because it was cool, and then they kept going for a while, but then they stopped. So can the body heal itself?
The body can definitely heal itself. And, as the body heals itself, your body's going to, absorb more oxygen. Your lungs are going to get more oxygen to your blood, oxygenated blood straight to your brain food. Another thing is, challenging your mind. I know we talked about staying in school, but, it could be things such as, you talked about all the different classes like quilting and doing things with your hands. I know you brought up things from the Reg Linnae Center.
There you go.
There's all different ways to challenge your mind. So making sure to keep your mind active as well as your body is really important.
So sleeping in front of the TV is not one of those?
No, it's not by osmosis there. No.
So really what it's doing is that you're applying mental skills and being creative, and that's getting everything that goes on. I'm not trying to be a neurologist or anybody that's neurophysics, but getting all that working it's like a machine. You got to keep it oiled and stuff. So what do you find in your research, if you will, is something that would be like the number one thing people might want to think about, or two or three things?
Oh, geez. I mean, there's so many different things, and we're all different, right? I always like to say we're all just complicated houseplants, because everybody's brains and bodies are, even though we're the same parts, everything gets highlighted a different way. So, where I might like things like crocheting and reading, you might like things such as, studying, history, or, talking. I know you said you don't like to talk politics, but talking politics.
I don't want to talk about it.
But, there's other things.
That gets the brain fired up. I know that.
It really does. Painting, singing, playing an instrument, all different things can light up those different lobes of your brain, and definitely, challenge your mind.
Okay, so if Alzheimer's is a disease, and diseases have a tendency to rob us of years of life, does Alzheimer's do that?
Alzheimer's definitely does that. It's very unfortunate. But you'll notice that people no longer have that short-term memory. They no longer have the most current memories that they have, but they can talk about things that happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. They might tell somebody, their loved one, that they want to go home, and they'll tell them they are home, but home is where they're thinking where they grew up 50 years ago. So it's all different.
So the neurons in the short-term memory part of our brain are getting plugged up, right? So it's not working correctly or bringing down those memories correctly.
They're actually not there anymore.
Oh, no.
So
there's no way to retrieve them.
Exactly. So the degeneration of the brain tissue removes, those spaces where those neurons were firing before. And when, from the outer layers of the brain into, the cortex of the brain, it starts the degeneration. And, it's really difficult to come up with those more recent memories and hold on to the recent memories. So that's why we're living on the memories of the past.
Okay. So, oh boy. See if I'm right on this. And I don't mean to be right. I think I remember this as correct. Women more than men?
Yes, actually.
Why?
Yeah, women are at a higher risk than men. It's not really clear why, but we're definitely at a higher diagnosis rate right now. It could be because women are going to the doctor more. But
that's true. If
Yeah.
you don't know you have it, you don't become a statistic, right?
Exactly. Women tend to be a little bit more on top of their health, but women also are, one of the main caregivers, but from caregiving to children to caregiving up to their loved ones.
All right. Onset of age in general. Is there a general statement you can say, we see a tendency by this age or something like that?
So typical onset of the disease is 65 plus.
Okay.
Anything prior to 65 would be young onset of the disease.
And you get to this certain point, you probably won't get it?
No, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the rate gets higher and higher. I think the statistic would be, I want to say it's 35% of people age 85 plus have developed the disease. And that would be late onset of the disease after the age of 85. But our risk goes up every 5 years after the age of 65 in getting this disease, unfortunately.
Thanks, you just made my morning. But this is important for people to know this, that it does go up with age. And if you have suspicion, you go talk to your doctor.
You should be talking to your doctor, and you should be talking to your doctor about the other things that actually go into loving your brain by controlling your blood pressure. So knowing what your numbers are for your blood pressure, talking to your doctor, finding out what key numbers that you're looking for, what is a healthy range for your blood pressure. And then managing type 2 diabetes is another important one. And we're going to talk a little bit too about, between the managing the diabetes, how can you manage type 2 diabetes? How can you prevent type 2 diabetes? I know we have this slide of this gentleman, making sure that his numbers are correct in regards to, his blood sugar.
All right, so he's doing the finger prick.
Yep,
right
he's
there
doing the
with his
finger
little
prick in this
meter
slide.
there. All right. So what type 2 diabetes? A lot of it's inherited, right?
Some of it's inherited, but a lot of it can be prevented through, we can't prevent our genetics, but we can prevent, the amount of weight we put on our body, the amount of stress we put on our body. So maintaining a healthy weight and eating right. Mm-hmm. So, how can we do that? We have a lot of control over that a lot of times. And, with the benefits, if you're lower income, your different benefits through the county, those that are of age to get the meals delivered to them.
Okay, home delivery.
Home delivery of meals.
Through the Office of Aging Services.
Correct. That Office of Aging Services, they have what you need.
Let's pause for a second. Jeff, let's bring up New York Connects, because that number, look at that, he was
there
ready.
It is, you're ready with it.
For those who are listening, it's 716-753-4582. And if you're interested in home delivery of meals or the dining out program, these are programs that are supporting good nutritional health, okay? And instead of eating something that maybe is like all carbs or whatever, this will give you the opportunity to get some foods that are healthier, perhaps, than what you are giving yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. They can help with those meals. Have you heard of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So like 5 vegetables, 4 proteins, 3 fruits, 2 carbs, and 1 treat. So like when you're grocery shopping, kind of what to aim for in your cart.
I don't go shopping. Remember I told you my wife
Oh
wanted to do that?
yes, you're too expensive.
But, you know, I will say to my wife, let's get some cauliflower, broccolis, Brussels sprouts,
Yep.
green beans, fresh. And of course, lots of fruits. And what was the last one?
1 treat.
What's a treat? Like chocolate or something?
Chocolate could be anything you want. It could be just limiting it.
All right, so one more
getting
time.
1 treat.
So I got the vegetables. What's number 4, protein?
4 is protein. So
Okay.
4 proteins in your cart.
Fish, meats, avocados, nuts, things like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Your dairy could be your protein too.
Okay. And cheese, yeah. The 3
Yogurt
is-
and cottage cheese. Everybody's talking cottage cheese
I
these
like
days.
cottage cheese. All right, what was it, 3 things?
3 fruit.
Fruit, all right. Can it be canned fruit?
Oh, of course. You just watch for it not to be in,
Too
the
much
heavy
syrups.
syrup.
Right.
It should be in fruit juice.
And 2 was what? Carbs.
2 is carbs.
That's a tough one for people, right?
It is a tough one, but actually, carbs such as sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, rice, more of the complex carbs are great. But they're actually talking a lot these days about the fact that when you reheat a starch, such as reheating rice, reheating potatoes, that second heat, actually, your body is breaking down those sugars a little differently. So talking to a nutritionist, it's free with a lot of Medicare programs. Finding out, reaching out what you can do.
And for what it's worth, and you can back me up on this if I'm wrong or right, but I think people get tendency to eat too many carbs and they feel full. Mm-hmm. If you eat more proteins, you'll feel full and it'll break down slower and you won't be getting all those sugars.
Satiation rate, yep.
And they're a whole lot better for you.
They are.
And the vegetables, of course, are giving you all kinds of vitamins and minerals and all that good stuff.
And fiber.
My dad, when we were growing up, for lunch, I used to be like in awe of my dad. He'd have a paper bag, and in that bag, he would have an orange and apple banana for lunch. Then a sandwich, and then I don't know what else. He drank coffee or something like that. But I was always amazed that he was a high fruit guy. It was just, it was, there we go, with vegetables in that. So, it's good stuff. And it's just too easy to get into processed foods, isn't it?
And it's hard. It's hard with this time of year where nothing's really fresh. Mm-hmm. We live in a colder climate, so obviously it's really hard to get fresh foods. But as much as you can shop the perimeter of your grocery store, not you, but other people. So shopping that perimeter of your grocery store and focusing on, the fresh foods as much as you can.
But you can freeze a lot of fruits.
Yes, you can. That is you literally are pulling them right out of my brain today.
I raise blueberries, okay? So I have frozen blueberries. I make applesauce and freeze it, stuff like that.
Yep, as much as you can freeze and can. And like I said, with shopping the grocery store, that frozen food is on the perimeter of your grocery store as well. So buying those, that's the next best thing besides fresh food. And then sleeping well. Sleeping well is our last healthy habit that's really good for you. Making sure that you're getting enough sleep at night. Kids need 8 to 12 hours of sleep. As adults, we only need 6 to 8 hours of sleep. But what works best for you, and is it restful sleep?
It depends on my dog.
I get that.
Brody gets me up between 6:30 and 7 o'clock every morning. Do you have a dog?
I do. I have a pug named Jack. I wish I had a slide for him.
Everybody gets to see Brody every week.
Right.
And it's about 6:30 this morning. I don't know. I think he knows when it's Saturday morning. I gotta get up a little earlier, and he jumps right on my chest, and it's face to face. Let's get up, Dad. It's time to go out. But
I have a pug named Jack. He's very intelligent. If you didn't know, pugs are very intelligent.
did not know that.
Yes.
I just thought they snorted.
He doesn't actually snort a lot, and he's actually a very skinny pug.
Oh, all right. I've never seen a skinny pug.
Oh my goodness! I will have to get you a slide of my pug Jack, or bring him bring the slide the next time.
All right. So tell me why 6 to 8 hours is important for adults.
So 6 to 8 hours is important for adults, and how can we prepare for sleep well? So is the room the right temperature? Is it dark enough for you? Are we reducing our amount of time that we're spending on devices before we're going to sleep? making sure that we're putting the cell phones down, doing something healthy such as reading before you sleep, or listening to some calm music, things that are preparing you to go to sleep and shutting your body down slowly.
So you shouldn't be watching horror movies before you go to sleep. No.
No.
There's some of the shows I refuse to watch before I go to bed because they make me very anxious. And I'm not an anxious person, but they make me anxious.
Right.
And I don't want to pick any particular show or anything like that, but lots of gunfire or lots of emotional upheaval and stuff like that. And I like it dark, but we all have all these little, yeah. Jeff was whispering something in my ear. You get these little night lights and things like that. It kind of drive me crazy sometimes, but it helps because then you don't hit your head in the middle of the night, which is number 2 of protecting your head. So.
Well, getting the night lights that are kind of like the motion censored night lights are great for you because then the night light's off, and then when it senses motion, it goes on.
Yeah. The temperature, for some reason, guys feel like there's a certain temperature and women seem like there's a different temperature. So we keep our bedroom actually like 68. And so, if it's a little too cool, you throw a blanket on. And if it's too warm, you take the blanket off or whatever. But I think I sleep better when it's cooler.
Yeah, I like to sleep in a cool room, but I like a lot of blankets and a lot of weight on me.
Yeah.
So it's different. Some people like weighted things so that way it can reduce the amount of anxiety, and that deep pressure is really calming. So you have to do what's best for you. I know I myself have started closing my bathroom door because we have a nightlight in there.
There you go.
And that nightlight really tends to, not get me as deep asleep. So I close that bathroom door, and it's even darker in our bedroom, and yeah. Definitely.
What about naps during the day? Is there anything about that?
As we age and as our body gets older, we might need that little nap in the afternoon. There's a lot of studies on, a 20-minute nap.
Power naps, that's what I used to call
them. It is a
them.
power nap. It's super effective. Sometimes I find myself, it's hard to get up from that nap. If I go to sleep, my body's like, nope, we're done. We're going to go to sleep for the rest of the day. And so it really is setting that alarm. So if you lay down for a nap, getting that 20 minutes in, and then getting yourself up and moving.
Yeah, my wife says, how do you do that? And I go, I've been doing this since I was like 3 years old. My mom said I used to fall asleep anywhere, and then I was fine. And then like bright-eyed, bushy-tail.
Yeah.
And even to all the years I can remember taking a 20-minute, and it's weird because I wake up like in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's like I go into a real deep and relaxed thing, and then I wake up and I'm refreshed. And I'm ready to rock and roll.
I have a son that does that. My 12-year-old does that. He will fall asleep when we're on their way to, most likely it's sports. He'll fall asleep for that good 10, 15-minute car ride, and we get there, and he wakes up, and all of a sudden he has that burst of energy. So you know what? Your body will take what it needs.
Yeah. So sleeping well, how does that affect Alzheimer's?
By getting the appropriate rest, your body is able to rest and repair itself. So it's really important that the body is able to recuperate and restore things when it's sleeping.
Over the years, I'm always amazed by the human body, how it does what you just said. You get a cut and within 3 days it's gone.
Yep.
Where'd it go? How does that work? We don't regrow body parts, but our skin regenerates. Our skin regenerates after whatever, hair or what. We can do things, and the human body is very, very interesting how it takes care of itself.
What doesn't regenerate is brain cells.
Yeah, and that's really weird. Okay, we got a phone call. You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
All right, good morning, caller.
Well, good morning. This is Linda Spalding.
Linda.
What a beautiful day for the Ice Castle and Valentine's weekend.
Yeah,
and
happy
good
Valentine's
morning
Day.
to your guest.
Okay.
And thank you for your very informative talk.
Well, she's doing
Thank
all
you
the
for
talking. I'm
coming
just
in.
ad-libbing.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention you were talking about how important exercise is for circulation and circulating oxygen to the brain. The best way to get exercise, if it's at all possible, is to have a dog and walk your dog. And you go out 3 or 4 times a day at least.
You still have 2?
Little Toulouse died last year,
Aw.
but I still have Dickens.
Okay, all right. And they like to really go a long time.
Yeah. Well, he's next week he's going to be celebrating his 15th birthday.
Oh my gosh, what breed is he? I can't remember.
He's a toy poodle.
There you go. I thought it was a poodle. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you finding it difficult this time of year with all the snow?
Oh, I have to take them out whether or not. If the snow isn't a problem, it's the bitter cold.
Yeah, but still, you get out there nonetheless, right?
Well, when it's bitter cold and it's icy, I don't take him far. I have to carry him down the steps now because he doesn't see too well. So, but he only weighs like 10 pounds.
Nah. Brody's 44, and he loves the snow because he's a Tibetan Terrier. He just dives into it.
Oh, yeah, they love it. Well, I used to have a mini poodle.
Uh-huh.
He was 18 pounds. He loved the snow.
Yeah.
He used to dive into it and eat it.
Yeah, hang on, Linda. Let me ask Jeanette a question. How about pets and Alzheimer's? It would seem like they should be a good partner in all this. Yes or no?
They are a very good partner in it. They provide stability and they provide routine. Like you said, you're taking your dog for a walk every day, 3-4 times a day. So that's routine, and routine is really important for people that are diagnosed with this disease.
Yeah, and when you get older, and you get things get creaky and things hurt a little bit more, and you can't do as much as you did 20, 30 years ago. It's easy to just say, oh, I just want to stay in today. I don't want to go out, especially when it's nasty. And, oh, I don't want to go out with my friends and this and that. That's not a good thing to do. You've got to get out with your friends and be with people and do things and give yourself a little push.
Oh, Linda, that's so important. Socialization. We never want to push anybody that's not a social person out into social situations, but if you are a social person, especially if you're diagnosed with this disease, keeping up those social pretenses as much as you possibly can. And being aware of your friends, being aware of what's going on with them. So, making sure that you're there for them.
Belonging, like I still... I'm 82. I still belong to the Lions Club, and I'm quite active in it.
There you go. That's the way to go. All right.
Yep. We'd love to come talk to the Lions Club.
Oh, would you? Oh, that would be great. Oh, I'll get your information from Doc.
Perfect.
Thank you. We'd love to have you.
Well,
that sounds great.
Why don't we do that right now? How do people get a hold of you?
So you can absolutely give us a call at the local chapter. It's 716-626 0600 if you would like me to come present.
All right, one more time. So it's 716
626
0600.
Okay.
If you're looking for me to come present. But we also have a 24/7 helpline. And I think that's on that one slide that we had. That's 24/7, 1-800-272-3900.
Okay, there we go. Okay, thanks, Jeff. I don't see
it's not on. The number's not on there.
All right.
But
well, anyways, you can get a hold of people. All right, Lynn. Well, thank you for calling. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day to you also, and happy President's Weekend. Have you seen how gorgeous the ice castle is?
Only pictures on Facebook, not yet.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's beautiful, and they've got a perfect day for it.
Absolutely. Well, get out there and enjoy the great weather. Okay.
Okay, thank you. You too. Have a great weekend.
You too. All right, Jeanette,
Bye-bye.
we're down to 1 minute and 14 seconds. So
we did it.
We did it. So once again, how about information? What's coming up? Anything you want to share in the next minute? I'll be quiet.
Oh, dear. Let's see. I think my next class coming up in Chautauqua County is on March 4th at 3:30 p.m. at Smith Memorial Library at the Chautauqua Institution. Or Smith Miller?
That's the Chautauqua Institution Library.
Yep, that one. At 3:30 in the afternoon, we'll be doing building foundations of care. So if you're, learning to be a caregiver or a new caregiver, that's a great class for you. And then, upcoming classes, I will definitely send you some slides.
Absolutely.
But, definitely 24/7, get a hold of us. You can alz.org. Or 1-800-272-3900 is our 24/7 helpline. And I look forward to seeing and meeting everybody in Chautauqua County at our classes.
All right. Well, hopefully we are helping people understand what to look for, what not to look for, what to do to prevent it. And next time we're going to talk about the symptoms and things like that, right?
We sure are.
All right. Jeanette, Carlin, thank you for joining me today with the Alzheimer's organization. And thanks for coming all the way down from Eden.
Thanks, Doc. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, you too. So, folks, rather than put the head in the sand and hide on this issue, let's get the word out there. Let's get Jeanette into the county more and more and invite her to your organizations and clubs. And let's get a handle on the situation, especially the prevention end of it by doing all these good things, exercise, protecting your head, staying in school, smoke-free, challenge your mind, and check your diabetes, and get some sleep. All right, I'm Doc Hamels. We're going to see you all next week. We got another great show in store for you as well, and you take care and get out to Mayville, see what's going on out there, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. See you next time. Bye-bye now.